All right, everybody, so welcome back. We're going to have a bit of a longer recap this week because it has been about 3 weeks since we've gotten back together. So, several different events have led you to this Temple of Giant Kind, the Eye of the Allfather, it's called. Several different leads led you to head up into the Valley of Kedrun in search of a tiger tribe leader and her followers that had been causing absolute chaos in the region, usurping other Uthgard tribes people, destroying their homes and scattering their people. You went and found the aftermath of one such conflict and were able to defeat those that had been left behind to perform either some sort of ritual or simply left behind at this encampment. After facing off with these tribespeople and finding out some more information about their leader, you were met by a giant, a frost giant, by the name of Harshnag. This individual was well known, a rather famous individual, and recognized by a couple of you, and he soon revealed himself to be an ally. He had some information and some assistance he might be able to provide to you, and was able to lead you all to the Eye of the Allfather. He was convinced that leading you all there would reveal some answers, give you the opportunity to ask some questions that may reveal the paths forward and a way to stop the giants from rampaging across the region. So, you got to the Eye of the Allfather, and as you were entering into the structure, encountered some worm tribesfolk who had escaped the massacre back at their village, and were trying to seek shelter within this structure. You all were able to converse with these individuals and convince them that not only did you mean them no harm, but that there was even a possible traitor in their midst. Exposing this traitor, they took their vengeance upon that individual, thanked you all, and asked you if while you were inside of the temple, if you could perhaps find one of their missing tribespeople. So, you made your way into the temple, began exploring around, discovered a massive complex, quite clearly sized for giants, and the place was not without its share of traps. The place had not been left undefended, and after determining that there was a missing piece, a weapon that needed to be recovered in order to gain access to the Oracle, you all began searching for this item. The search led you to the northern sections of this complex, and braving some rather dangerous traps, eventually made your way past them, and then uncovered a strange network of much smaller passageways, web-lined and seeming to have been carved out of the rock. You decided to search these caverns, hopefully being able to find that missing weapon while you were searching through, but instead found a lot of spiders. Yeah. So you actually did find the missing tribesperson, set her free, and set her on her way to escaping this place and getting back to her people, and then confronted the Ice Spider Queen in her lair. After that fight, in the aftermath of that, inside of her lair still, is where we're going to go ahead and pick up today.
If I remember correctly, Dandy is curled up in a ball by the wall.
Yep.
All right, so Horus, you are here. Essentially, we had you hanging back by the entrances, but followed the group into here once you found out that they were entering into this cavern. So, coming in at the end of this fight, you are here with them. But, so yeah, after having defeated all of those spiders, there is several cocoons here that seem to be containing various different items and various different treasures that the Ice Spider Queen has collected off of her many victims. So, to start things off today, we are going to get 3 D100 rolls from 3 different players.
Oh boy.
I guess I'll toss one up there.
Okay.
So does Horse or White want to toss the third one?
I mean, Horse missed a lot. I was gonna let him throw it.
All right. Horst, you want to roll a D100?
Well, I'm working on it. My computer's. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's at least working.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
Now, have someone else roll it. I can't.
All right. Go ahead, Wyatt.
Got it.
Okay. So we have. This is going to be. So there are a strange set of boots inside of one of the massive clusters of nets. A cluster of webs. Mm,
What do they look like?
I will show you. They look like your average set of boots, except they seem to be rigged up so that they can attach to your feet, as if you were to leap an incredible height, these boots would not be left behind. Y'all see that?
Yep.
Oh, walking speed becomes 30 feet.
To the dwarf, perhaps?
I do believe that negates armor penalties.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm. And there is also the fact that I know that a lot of times dwarves have a 25-foot speed as opposed to 30.
I can't hear who's talking.
Oh, that's me. I said I know normally dwarves have a 25-foot walking speed as opposed to 30, and that would let your walking speed get up to 30 as well. Though I do also know that I know there is one feat, the squat nimbleness feat, that kind of removes that penalty as well. I don't know if you've already had that feat or not. But
And somebody please roll a d8.
Go for it, Chris. You didn't get to roll last time.
Yeah.
I did. Horace gave it to me because he was having trouble. So you guys go ahead.
I'll roll one, I guess. A 1.
Yes,
Nice.
it's Revan's fault.
That's either real good or it's real bad. One of the two.
We only have one boot.
So we could do the most impressive high cartwheel ever possible. It's just
Yeah, hopscotch.
gotta
Okay.
tie that other leg up and learn to balance on one.
I wonder if you only had one boot, does a peg leg become normal?
The next item that you pull out from the random baubles and knickknacks of this sack of webs is a bronze statuette of a griffin that appears that it
Cool.
can fit into your hand. That is a figurine of wondrous power in the form of a griffin,
Kind of like the
Oh,
lion.
cool.
kind of like the lion.
Cool.
And
Can become a griffin for up to 6 hours. Cool.
oh, that'll be interesting.
Can't be used
Last
to
but
get it
not
done.
least,
Can you slow down? You're putting too much in your mouth.
last but not least is this rather stylish hat.
There are times I could see that being useful for us.
Indeed, a hat of disguise certainly does have its uses.
Do I figure that probably is mainly useful if we know we're going to be going into a situation where one of us is being searched for. But yeah, that's actually some pretty good stuff there.
Okay.
More.
And then finally, last thing, amid all of this is several small like webbed up packages of coinage, rubies, gems, and whatnot. If somebody could please roll 10d6 for me.
Oh boy.
Who wants to go for
I'm
it?
going for it. 9, 10.
10d6. Tack a 0 on the end of that. That is the collective value of the gems and coinage that you found here.
Sweet.
Do we want that in group loot or to separate it out amongst everybody?
I'm cool with group for now. It's pretty.
I will admit it is also a number that we could split up if needed, but I'll just
Oh,
stick it.
okay. Whatever you want.
I'll stick it in the group one for now since we have a missing player. Once I find where we have that, there it is. So add 440 to that.
Okay. So, what would y'all like to do?
Is there any sign of the axe?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
This can be a group investigation. You're all searching for it.
Okay.
So, Andy, we'll do a more detailed description of the room and the conclusions that were drawn based on what was found in that large antechamber once you all get back there. That way you can see everything while we describe it and let you know what you missed.
Oh, why did I accidentally roll that twice? I'll have to take the first one because I messed up, and also take a d4 onto that since I did guidance.
Okay. So while there are several mundane weapons of various varieties, including some axes mixed in with all of the remains here, there are no axes sized for giants here.
Well, and I have a suspicion that neither Horace nor Dandy wants to trade axes, considering...
Negative.
Yeah. Well, I guess we will, venture back out and see what we can find, because I don't know if there is any other... I don't think there is any other pathway to explore through this area. But out of character, since it's been 3 weeks, I may have forgotten too.
You all have indeed. You even found a way out into the cliffside from here. You have explored the whole system.
Okay. Well, I guess we will ease our way out, if I can remember which way to get out of here.
I will go ahead and teleport you out. There's no need to just navigate all the way back through this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, my apologies. It's just has been so long that I'm like, did we come from the top or the bottom? I can't remember which way.
Well, we came from the bottom. Now we're here.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So as you all emerge, Harshnag is just lounging on one of these cots, these giant-sized cots that are here. It took you long enough. Are you all okay, small ones?
Spiders.
Oh, I hate spiders.
Now there's considerably fewer of them.
Well, that is good. And there is no fewer of you, which is also good.
Although we're not the same ones that went in. There was no axe in there. We looked all over. Could it be somewhere else?
He nods and says, there is still the southern wings to explore.
Mm-hmm. Southern wings, and if I recall, possibly stairs leading upstairs as well, so...
Is time of the essence? Maybe people should have a long rest.
A
short rest?
You all just had a short rest.
Oh. Okay.
So you can go ahead and take that for us.
Oh no, I'm full.
Okay.
Because I didn't fight spiders.
I do think, given the incident that happened last time, if we were going to move down, Brevin is going to start utilizing his spider climb to check the ceilings and stuff for possible runes, for traps and whatnot.
Right, and while you all were doing that, Harshnag would have thoroughly marked the section on the floor over here that triggered that wonderful trap.
Mm-hmm.
They had an Indiana Jones moment.
I know. I know. A big boulder.
Yep.
I thought they were dead. Would you like to wait 10 minutes and everyone can get bless you water walk? Any rituals we want to do before starting the south wing?
What do I have? The
I
one
have
that
no
I
rituals.
can.
Or we could identify. Oh no, you'd still have to
Attune. Yeah.
attune.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop all those items into your all's group loot, player items section. Just a reminder, everyone, be sure you're going through your items every now and then to just check see what you got. It's you have a lot.
Yes, we do. At the moment, the ones that I am currently attuned to are that ring of X-ray vision. Even though I have no doubt with this being giant-sized, the walls are probably too thick for it to be useful. The staff of the Python and the rod of the Pack Keeper. Staff of the Python, I mainly haven't utilized that because I'm just not quite sure what the Arctic condition is going to do to a giant snake.
Fair.
Probably nothing good.
It just immediately goes to sleep.
In the meantime, it does give me a good club to hit someone with if I need to.
All right. Do we have a +1 weapon in inventory that no one's using, and they don't require attunement, right?
Correct.
Is there
+1 weapons do not require
rapier?
attunement.
Yes,
Or-
there is a rapier.
Okay, or
Oh wait,
Steve using the long sword of life stealing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will take the rapier just to have a weapon.
I also was kind of unsure if as a cleric, if you really wanted a weapon called Weapon of Life Stealing.
Luckily, that fits perfectly with Steve.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. It's
It's
not
just one of
really
those things-
life stealing. It just gives you temporary hit points. No.
That you know of. Are you trying to go to sleep?
All right, everyone. Lead the way. Just remember not to move more than a good handful of squares at a time.
Are you implying there's traps?
No, just the ones you activated are totally the only ones here at all. Period. Full stop.
are we headed south or north to the stairs that you guys?
I thought the stairs were down south.
Right. You all have explored north. There is nothing there. It's a dead end up there.
Got it.
I know it's been 3 weeks, so I'll remind you of anything that you've already explored and may have forgotten.
I was pretty sure south is where we saw these stairs going up as well, but needless to say, it's been a while, so
Wait, come back. Fuck Steve, leave him
I'm not-
behind.
Oh
Yeah.
jeez.
Who's out front? Wyatt?
Brevin is. Brevin also
Oh.
was just walking on the ceiling checking because that's where one of these runes was that triggered the trap.
Of course you are. I love that. Dancing
Spider
on the
climb.
ceiling.
Does
Spider climb, it's a lovely trait.
does investigate find traps?
Yeah, investigation can find traps.
Should we be investigating as we move along?
I will admit I'm more concerned once we get out of this hallway, since we kind of went straight down it, where we would have triggered everything that occurred on this.
Right. And
And
you
we
all,
know
after
it's
that
not-
trap went off, you all did a very thorough search of this whole room, this whole place, this whole area.
It's going to be when we're in the next new area that it's probably going to matter.
I'm trying to stay up under like Harshnag's like shadow. I'm trying to stay right with him.
And if I recall, don't the stairs lead up, correct?
Correct. The one, yes, there are 2 sets of stairs on either side of this stone giant statue here. Of course, that token you see there is a inanimate statue for the time being.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
he indicating which stairs we should go up?
He actually he animated to drag that boulder back up the slope and put it away, and then came back and just resumed his stoic pose.
Mhm.
Are we, I remember there was something about runes. Are we not reading runes? Or
We're not-
are we not
we're not-
touching runes?
We're not touching the
Not
runes because
touching
the
runes.
runes set off traps.
Yes, and
Runes on...
The wall.
Okay.
On
Well,
archways,
Yeah.
yes.
on statues, just runes in general.
I won't lie, Dandy might. I'm not saying she's going to steal a weapon. I'm just saying she kind of wants to examine that storm giant trident because, I mean, it looks pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Looks pretty heavy, but I bet she could pick it up.
Possibly.
Can I investigate the stones in front of the stairs?
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's in here someplace,
Stone cunning.
right? Let's... Oh, I got... Maybe perception would be better, but there we go. Stone...
Okay, so you have advantage on the roll.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Doubling your proficiency bonus. Are we at 3 proficiency, or are we still at 2?
We're at 3.
Fantastic. So add an extra 3 to that roll. So yeah, Horace. The stonework here is exceptionally done. It does appear that it's well traveled, but it hasn't been used in quite some time. In addition to that, you do not see any sort of triggering mechanisms, any sort of runes, of course, anything like that. But yeah, the only thing of note would be that they are exceptionally well crafted.
I do appreciate that. These stones are exceptionally well crafted. I mean, for giants crafting stones.
Probably like some of the detail work from the dwarves, I assume. Probably a hindrance of the larger size horse. And Bourbon's gonna do his weird climb up the wall, then and check the walls and ceiling as he progresses up here.
Okay.
Dandy's going
does
up the steps.
All right.
Need to
So
make
I'm
any-
gonna go ahead
Make
and get you all to the top of the stairs here.
Okay.
Everyone's gone. You cannot eat the bottle. It's plastic.
That's quitter talk.
Okay, from appearances, I'm going to assume that the stairs on the other side also led up to here. So we're
Indeed.
looking at a...
Safe assumption to make.
Is there
Would it
another...
be my apologies.
Is
go
there
ahead,
another giant here? Another statue here? What for rolling stones?
There is, in fact, another statue there. It is another statue of a stone giant that does appear to be in the same position as the last one was.
Hard pass.
I would like to, of course, as I'm looking around here, kind of on ceiling and stuff, kind of be examining for any possible triggering runes of any sort.
Okay. Brevin, the
Uh,
passage extends beyond your vision. From what you can see in the area around you currently, the area does appear to be free of runes. It looks like another wing of a residence of sleeping quarters and temporary residencies.
Okay. I tell, this appears like it's probably going to be more similar to down below. Uh, but if we wish to examine it for the sake of thoroughness, we can, I'm just going to be cautious and kind of keep an eye out in case there's any sort of stuff up here that we could trigger.
Okay, Brevin.
Do I need to make any form of perception or investigation rolls of any sort?
Make an investigation or perception check. I like how everyone is staying thoroughly out of that hallway.
And while I am doing this, considering the fact that he is a bit uneasy about it, he's going to start by tossing a guidance on it as well, because let's face it, he knows that if history is any indicator, this is not exactly one he wants to get wrong.
Okay, fantastic.
He doesn't want a giant rock he does not want a giant rock hitting him in the face again.
So, Brevin, not only do you not see any more runes or anything like that, but as you move farther through this hallway, you see that the end is completely collapsed, completely caved in.
Okay.
It cuts in at about half of what the other hallway would have been, and completely cuts off this section of this wing from the northern section.
Okay, I venture back a bit and say and tell my companions, from what I can see, I'm at the far end. There's been a collapse partway down this hallway. So far, there's been no sign of any sort of runes or any other magical or mundane traps that I can find so far. Though I would recommend maybe us just check the rooms here to make sure that no one has left something of value that we could utilize here and proceed onward as quick as we can. He might go and check where that is collapsed at just to see. And then get up here. Yeah. Does it appear to be more of a natural collapse?
Brevin, as you get up there, it does in fact look like a natural collapse. What you do see, though, is the skeletal hand of a long dead giant sticking out from that rubble. It appears to have been crushed by the collapse. Its skeletal hand, is wrapped in a death grip around a very large burlap sack.
Oh, it's the axe.
I want to look at the sack.
It's burlap.
Oh my god, that was terrible phrasing.
Oh god.
Right? It's like, it wasn't until you said it.
A millisecond after, I would like to examine the container the giant is carrying.
Okay, so Brevin, as you pry the fingers apart from the burlap and remove the bag, you can see that it is in fact full of various items. Along with, the first thing that you notice would be the frozen, well-preserved heads of 3 humanoids. A human, a dwarf, and an elf.
Welp. Let's set them aside to see if our cleric has any sort of...
In addition to those 3 heads, there is several more stripped skulls, or 1 more stripped humanoid skull. A wooden mannequin, about your size, Brevin, kind of crunched up onto itself. A very large, shabby wool cloak. And, in addition to all of that, there is a shard, what looks like a shard of ice. Although it releases, it's cold to the touch, but it doesn't have that slick moisture feeling that ice would. and it's roughly the size of a dagger.
This is unusual.
Make a straight intelligence check, please, Brevin. This is for memory recall. Fantastic. There's a rune carved into this shard of ice the size of a dagger. It is identical to the rune that was carved above the frost giant back in the antechamber.
Well, this is curious.
Snag might want to see it.
I pick it up and I'm also going to kind of check the little two rooms here on either side as I head back, and I assume my companions are kind of heading up this way.
Okay. The other rooms are empty.
Okay. Is that just all the way? Okay. So I'm going to bring this back here and state I was able to locate this held in the hand of a deceased giant up ahead. He was buried in the collapse. He had a burlap sack he was hauling things around in, and there are some humanoid heads within it. I am unsure if there's any proper ritual or anything that you would feel like engaging in to try to make sure that they're at rest, Taurus. But I did also find this item, and the runes on it are similar to that above. The rune in here is similar to that above the frost giant in the hallway out there.
At that, Harshnag kind of perks up. He says, I will take a look. And he kneels down, gets close, he says, Ugh. It is you small folks' sorry attempt at harnessing the magics of our people. This is a shard of the Ease rune. It is powerful for your kind.
Are you aware of what it does?
These shards, when the small folk use our magic to imbue their own property with our magics, it takes various different forms. I'm unsure what this one specifically would be capable of.
Well, if we have a few moments...
Identify or a short rest to attune to it will reveal what it does.
I'm going to go with Identify first.
Okay.
Just because I do have that for ritual casting, and it's easier than a short rest.
Okay. So taking the 10 minutes to cast Identify?
I think it's probably the quickest way we're going to know what it does, is what I'm thinking.
Okay, one moment.
So I'll take. Am I?
Go ahead.
I'll take the 10 minutes that he's identifying, and I'll say a prayer over the heads, and the giant too.
Okay. Harshnag takes note and approves.
Yeah.
Okay, one moment. I just have to get this available for all of you to see. Okay. After your 10 minutes, here is your shard of these rune.
Oh, it's pretty.
They spelled ice wrong.
Harshnag would say that you spell ice wrong.
Oh, yeah, there is that.
This item is so cool. Like, I keep looking for the limitations on it, and they're just not there. This is just a very, very useful item.
Can we share it, or does it have to be attuned?
It does require attunement. is a dagger as far as its weapon usages.
I want it, but I don't want to be that person.
It would be highly useful for just about
Anybody.
truth be told.
Anybody. Yeah.
Uh, though,
Wow, the Icy Mantle ability is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
yes, I could see. I could see how that is a.
Sleet Storm once per long rest, short or long rest. Sleet Storm once per rest.
Yep.
Wow.
As a warlock, that's the part that's tempting to me. Because
Yeah.
It's a dagger. Can it be used as a dagger? Because it doesn't say it's a dagger. It just says it's a wondrous item.
We will call it a 1d6 magical dagger.
is that the sort of weapon that that Wyatt is more used to having? Because no, he said that he was kind of hunting for just a simple knife of some sort to utilize as a weapon at one point.
Am I wrong in reading this? Does it grant you all of these abilities?
You know, I'm trying. That's what I'm thinking. Because like this is a book item. The book says this item is right here. The players can find it. It's like not hiding or anything. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, this thing is insane. Like, it has the following properties which work only well on your person. I don't see limitations on any of these abilities.
Right.
Like
That's why I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, wait, does that mean you get all of this? Except,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, except for the Gift of Frost, because once you transferred that room.
Yeah, let me pull out my Storm King's Thunder book and see if it has a different sidebar on it or something. As far as I can tell, that's
the
just
only
the item.
limitation is that each one's its own action. That's the only limitation I see.
Right. Well,
Wow.
you have resistance to fire. That's just
huge already.
As long as you have,
That's
as long
pretty
as you
big,
have that.
considering a lot of enemies use fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire is a super common damage type. Obviously.
It's the most common spell damage type in the player's handbook or the monster manual, the elemental damage. So
It seems like the other properties are just like, one shots. But I mean, you take a short rest and gain them all back, which is insane.
Yeah.
Sleet Storm is such a cool spell too.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, any member of the party could make use of it. So whoever desires this one, I do not mind whoever gets that one, cause
I'm gonna take Dandy out of it because she already has like the water is water isn't gonna bother her, and she can already for a whole minute turn into stone, so she doesn't need it.
I don't know what the last cloak and boots thing is supposed to be though.
We can give
Gift
it
of
to
Frost.
E.
There we go.
Give it to E.
Wow, you can transfer the shard's magic to a non-magical item, a cloak or a pair of boots, by tracing the East rune there with your finger. The transfer takes 8 hours of work that requires the two items to be within 5 feet of each other. At the end, the shard is destroyed, and the rune appears in blue on the chosen item, which gains the benefits. So you could take this dagger and turn it into a cloak or boots if you want to, too. Yeah, I think this is just one of those really, really good items that you just get lucky and happen to decide to come up here and search and find, and then you just get a really fucking cool item.
Yeah.
Nice.
Here's a question:
Uh-huh.
Are there any characters that are not interested in this item? Because I know damage-wise, it does operate more as a dagger, and I don't know. Of course, the thing is that resistance to fire damage, that's good for everybody.
Right. Well, you don't really have to decide until you take a short rest again. So the next time y'all take a short rest, we can revisit this discussion, and y'all can decide officially who wants to carry it.
Yeah.
Well, I am resistant to fire, so and they don't stack. So
Yes. so
make
you
someone
have-
else.
Super resistant.
Yeah. And I know that generally speaking, whenever you're kind of using spellcraft, Spirit Guardian Indians tends to be one of your more go-tos because of the area of effect it has.
Right.
And you can pop that in, beat up people as you just take the dodge action and dance around them.
Neener, neener.
My religion will beat you up. So, but I also recall that like I know why its Eldritch Maul is a heck of a weapon, but I think it's a once per long rest sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or is okay? I couldn't remember if it's that a proficiency bonus or what. So having something that works as a magic dagger may not be bad in case you get in more than one brawl where you need to use that per day. Yeah, we'll figure it out next short
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
Okay. We will stash that then. And well, obviously we've explored what we can here, so I guess head to the south one.
Okay. If everyone wants to group up, I will teleport you back down to the main floor. Yeah, it really is. It really is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I really just want like a 5e book of magic items. Like, we need it. Like, it's time.
Yes, where they would just
Give us a book full of items like that.
okay, and can we just exit through any of these double doors here, or
Well, the one to the west, I believe, is already open, is it not?
Yes.
oh, I think so, yes. So okay.
And from what you saw earlier, they both lead to that main antechamber. So I'll just open the second one for you as well.
Yeah.
Or Harshnag will open it for you since you all are tiny.
Were there doors here?
So no, those are just kind of like indents in the wall there. So Horace, I will go ahead and re-describe this room for you since you weren't here for the first description. Here we go. All right. So there's thick frost clinging to every surface. This is a 100-foot high vaulted chamber. There's 7 enormous statues dominating the room. The largest of them is an 80-foot tall robed giant. His arms are outstretched and his face is hidden beneath a stony cowl. He faces a glowing archway in the eastern wall. Kneeling in rows to each side of this massive statue in the center are 6 statues half its size, each impressive in its own right and depicting a paragon of a type of giant. Hill giant, stone, frost, fire, cloud, and storm are all represented here. These smaller statues face the bigger one in the center of the room, and in their outstretched arms, 5 of the giants hold weapons, appearing to be gifts for Amon, the Allfather here in the center. Only the frost giant statue is unarmed. You can tell that its hand was shaped to be holding a large axe. Furthermore, the archway is a 40-foot wide and 40-foot tall arch. There are 6 different runes carved into it, each one inlaid with mithril and glowing as the mist fills the archway. There's niches in the wall to either side that contain empty, ice-covered sconces made of iron. That's what you were noticing a moment ago there, Wyatt. Last time everyone was here, someone decided that it might be a good idea to try to touch one of the runes. That turned out to not be a good idea.
I thought I was clever. I was not.
So
Gravity reversed itself.
yes, gravity reversed itself, and then on attempting to touch another rune, it suddenly turned into basically a massive hailstorm. I don't remember what other conclusions you all came to, as far as how you all did figure out that the missing weapon is somehow involved. I don't know what else you've determined other than that.
did attempt to have Harshnag just put his axe in the place of whatever weapon that giant was holding, thinking maybe if there's something there, it would open the door.
That would have proven ineffective.
Yes, it proved ineffective, and we were kind of operating under the assumption of, well, maybe something removed this axe and put it elsewhere. Though,
There are fighters who are rune knights.
Yes.
Are these those runes?
No, these are very much runes specific to giant kind. Each rune is associated with one of the types of giants. The East rune.
I thought that was the deal with the Rune Fighters.
Oh, I have not read up enough on the Rune Fighters to know specifically. They could be similar or the same, even.
On the Rune Knights, they do utilize the power of the runes that the giants have to help enhance themselves in combat in various ways.
So yeah, the runes would be, if the giants do, if Rune Knights do in fact use the giant runes representing each form of giant, then yeah, they would be the same.
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty cool subclass if you look at it. I will say that the effects that the runes had when we touched them seem to be much greater than what a Rune Knight actually has available to them, though.
So, do we know what happens if we move any of the weapons on these giant statues?
I don't believe anyone has tried removing any weapons yet.
Something cracked the floor.
Something did indeed crack the floor.
Is anyone watching Dandy right now?
Why don't you use your stone cunning and see what might have done that?
Okay, let's what is that, investigation?
Or perception, whichever you'd prefer.
Perception. Okay, that's a 25.
Fantastic. Horus, it looks as though a massive creature fell almost from the entire height, the 100 feet up on the vaulted ceiling, and dropped on top of the statue. Looking at the statue, you can see claw marks embedded in it, as if something had perched atop it for a moment, and then jumped down, causing this massive damage to the floor.
What's big enough to do that?
Get this. Some terribly heavy monster appeared 100 feet up and fell onto the statue, onto the middle statue, and then it clawed at the statue, and that's what cracked the floor. So there's a sigil that we can touch that'll make a dinosaur-sized creature fall 100 feet.
I'm kind of contemplating that primordial blue dragon we encountered at one point.
Oh.
Because that's sounding like it might fit the bill.
Would it be here?
I don't know, because it could have. I don't know. And that's what. Well, consider we have already found an artifact of incredible power here. Who knows what other magics lie within this place? I am going to utilize my spider climb to kind of climb up this statue to examine said claw marks.
Okay.
Perception or investigation?
Brevin, you can practically walk through the claw marks as if they were a pathway through this. That is how large they are.
I started sketching out a little diagram in my little case notebook thing that I carry.
Okay.
Essentially, I call it that, but it's really the little book of shadows thing he has for his rituals too. But he's just all drawing it out and...
Dear diary.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
And he's all, it could be. And I'm going to toss a guidance on there too, just to be on the safe side, because probably won't need it, but it never hurts.
Okay. Brevin, as you are checking around with a 22, piecing together the imagery that you're seeing as the claw marks, it does appear with a 22. Let's go ahead and match this up with Aspergenesis calls them lore checks, like lore, and I just love that so much more than history checks. Lore check just sounds so much more fitting for me for some reason. But go ahead and make a history check. You can do so at advantage. It will supplement. You'll still figure something out from this, but I just want to see just how much. History check at advantage. Fantastic. So, Brevin, it does in fact appear that a dragon could have made these marks. The size of such a creature, though, is far bigger than even the ancient dragons that you're familiar with. Something far more powerful appears to have gouged these wounds into the stone here.
Okay. I will admit his main thought went to that huge blue dragon that was on that we encountered at the McCloud Giant's castle.
The size of these claw marks, their distance and separation, their spacing, does lead you to believe that it could have been the same creature that created this.
Okay.
Could that creature have gotten through these double doors?
It does not appear that it could have. It would have been too large in the form you saw it in.
Well, I informed the party of this. So, yeah, based upon the claw marks up there, there's a chance it could have been that same creature, or at least one of equivalent, if not greater size.
Is that the same creature that told us to stop interfering or it would eat us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
I love that
Are there-
response, Brevin. Yeah, that's the one.
are there
At least
lightning scorch marks in this room?
There are, Horace, you would have noticed several various elemental types of damage throughout the room. Yes is the short answer to your question. But those effects could have been caused by the various magical effects you've seen triggered by the runes.
Can I use my skill Impetuous to open this door and run in before everybody else does?
You can certainly try. It's a very large door. It will require an athletics checks from you to open it without Harshnag's help.
He might be able to pull it off.
16.
He's pretty
Doesn't
fast.
budge. But you certainly hear Wyatt struggling to open a door.
Is there anything else we desire to do in this room, or do we escort our
I use my
cleric friend out
impetuous
there?
ability. I was all about to start looking through my books, being like, "What? What's that? I don't know that."
I'm going to ease down here where Wyatt's at for the time being, just because if he does manage to get it open,
This time, Steve's helping me.
Okay. You all hear ice cracking and breaking, sheets of ice falling down and breaking in front of Wyatt as he pushes the door open.
hold on, man. We got it all together. Hold on.
Dandy, you coming?
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever made that crack is probably behind this door.
Considering how thick the ice was, I strongly doubt it. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do the whole little ascent to the ceiling and check and see if I see any ruins or anything like that on the ceiling.
Okay.
And again, tossing a guidance on there first, because if not, I will. If I don't do it first, I will forget to. And let's go with investigation.
What was that
Oh,
poem?
my roll was crap. Oh, that was crap.
What poem?
The one about how to get to the Oracle.
Let me check.
I'm sorry, I can't remember.
I don't remember a poem, but I will check for it.
I think it was what the how we'd interpreted what the saying above the door was that we couldn't get through.
Archway and runes. Checking now.
Something about arms and giants.
Okay. Okay. So I believe I made that poem up on the fly. And I do not remember what it was, but I will tell you the message I was trying to get across with it, because you did figure. I do remember you all figured it out. A giant of the type associated with the rune has to touch the rune holding the weapon of their giant kind.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm looking through here and there's no such poem, but I do vividly remember making up one. So I just don't remember what the hell it was.
Right, and the only giant that didn't have a weapon was the
Frost giant.
Yep.
Okay.
And a frost giant's what we have with us.
Can I be
Um,
looking for depressions in the ground while I'm moving so that I don't just bumble into a trap?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah.
We're not just bumbling. Oh, my bad.
I made
24 with the shield.
Okay. All right. Yep. You don't notice anything. This is clearly a feast hall from what you all can see looking in. Massive long bench tables.
I'm not gonna lie, I barely see light as is. So if you're all the way to the other side of the room, I can't see you.
Right.
It's great. I love it.
It is a massive chamber, and it's dark.
Yeah.
So a massive dark chamber.
It's wide enough for my dark vision doesn't go all the way across. And mine's...
Oh, look at that. I apologize, everybody.
mine's-
It is in
Oh,
fact
fair enough.
not dark in here. There is a magically lit brazier brightly illuminating this entire area right in the center of the room. Let me get that activated for y'all real quick.
Okay.
It starts off as a brazier and it ends up being a fire elemental. We're all dead.
Several fire elementals.
Oh,
No, I'm joking.
What's it called? The isn't there like primeval elementals or some
Yeah.
crap like that?
roll a d8. You have 7 boots.
We found the last one.
I'm turning the lights on right now, everyone. One moment.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta say, with me having Devil Sight going, the fact that I cannot see the end, each end of the room is kind of a little bit surreal.
There be light.
But again, it is also...
How dare
giant.
you?
Okay. So now that the room is thoroughly illuminated,
Lots of
Dandy,
closet
from your
space.
position on top of that 15-foot high bench tabletop, you can see several things. First off, along the eastern corner, along the eastern wall of the map is literal mountains of treasure, various types, weaponry, crowns of various different types, mountains of gold and silver pieces. And then on the far southern table,
I see it.
a large slab, there is a large axe sized for a giant on the slab there.
Harshnag. Found it.
Well... Revan is going to... as we're traversing, it is time for me to go with another ritual. he tells the party he's going to try to cast use ritual for detect magic just to see.
What's the range on detect magic?
30 feet of you, so it lasts for up to 10 minutes. So he figures cast it, look at the axe, and maybe wander over here and see if anything's shining on this side of amongst the treasure.
Brevin, as you were making your way through the chamber, the only hint of magic that you would have gotten would have been a faint bit of transmutation magic coming from the eastern portion of the room.
So from somewhere, I'm just moving my guy just somewhere in this area somewhere.
Correct.
Okay, so there's some sort of transmutation effect upon the treasure itself there, or something in there might have it. I'm not really detecting any magic as we would know it from the axe.
Does anything look weird about the treasure?
Some form of transmutation style magic is.
Yeah, but Dandy can't see that. She's just wondering if what's it like? Does it look weird?
It looks like mountains of treasure.
I want to swim in it like Scrooge McDuck.
Think like Aladdin, like just basically a small sea of treasure.
Well, that is far too big for me to pick up.
Does the axe light
Arsenic,
up
I
with your thing?
believe. Does the axe light up with any sort of magic?
It does not.
Nothing that I can detect.
Ah, so this is the trap. That's the real thing. Okay. Start making my way towards the real stuff.
Well, potentially. In any case, I don't. Given the size of that, I do not think you or I can even. I know I can't physically lift that thing up. Dandy yourself or Horus might have a chance, but I know that
Wyatt, I need you to stop for a moment, and I need you to make a perception check.
Okay, I walked under the table.
Under the table, you say?
Yes.
I need you to make a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay. It'd be straight roll with the shield. Good job.
Brevin, you can also make one. No disadvantage for you.
Give me one sec here.
Okay.
17.
Brevin, as Wyatt moves under that table, you see something strange out of the corner of your eye. As he's moving under it, you see it looks like the table itself begins to bunch up in a weird spot, and like a piece of itself begins to rise up and out, almost like a tentacle, and it reaches down towards Wyatt slowly as he's moving underneath the table.
Is the table a mimic?
The table is 3 mimics. Roll initiative.
Wyatt
3 mimics.
has tentacle expertise.
Luckily, we managed to avoid surprise since Brevin happened to be standing right behind Wyatt as it came up.
Man, I rolled crap for initiative for having
So did
seen
I.
that thing.
So as you all watch, Brevin calls out to Wyatt a warning. As that happens, several sections of the table just begin to undulate and move and grow up. Mouths opening, pseudopods extending towards people.
That'd be the transmutation magic I sensed a bit.
You
Make
know
an
how much I love mimics, right?
Brevin, make an Arcana check.
Sure thing. Oh.
Mimics
Nice.
do not exude magic of transmutation variety. They're just creatures. They don't exude a magical
So
aura.
I detected something else over there. So
Indeed.
Still something to look into after we're done with this. Okay. Well,
Well, you guys get a couple of you get to see this for the first time.
I think this is actually the first time I've actually fought a mimic.
Oh, my API is not working. 1 second, everyone. I gotta reset the API. Oh, yep. Well, that's a lot of errors. Okay.
words you never want to hear a coder say. Oh, yep, that's a lot of errors.
There we go.
Oh, wait, what is POT?
Previous, the POT sends you back in the initiative count. The EOT ends your turn. I don't know what POT stands for exactly. But this is a new API I just added to the suite, and it's pretty awesome. So Wyatt, you can see that you have a nice little marker around you.
What? Oh, I do. I see it.
Yeah, that will highlight whoever's turn it is, and you can use the buttons on your character card in the chat bar to progress initiative and go back if you need to. So let me go ahead and get Charles and Harshnag in here. Charles, Nate gave me the okay to just have him basically be a pot shot generator. He's just going to shoot at stuff.
Yeah. Gatling gun.
Okay, Wyatt, you are up first as these creatures seem to form up and out of the stone itself. Almost like the T-1000 from Terminator, how it just kind of like liquids up from the floor.
Yep. Are they large or huge?
They are large.
Large, perfect. They're within my grasp.
Please hug the mimic. Please, 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 please.
Yes, that is what I am going to do. Going to punch the closest mimic towards me and try to wrap him up.
Okay, yeah. 24 hits.
Oh, sorry. Ignore the 3 force damage. It is 9 bludgeoning and 4 necrotic.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I will grab the tentacle that Brevin warned me about and try to grapple this creature.
Okay. Ooh, it cannot beat that. Yep.
I have proficiency in tentacle.
All right. Wyatt, you do have a hold of it. You're noticing, though, that an odd difference between this mimic and other mimics, kind of differentiating it from others of its kind. As soon as its skin loses that stony texture of the bench that it was mimicking, you're not adhered to it. This is clearly a different variety, a different type than your average run-of-the-mill mimic.
Okay. I was thinking about would I let them know that, but I don't know why it's seen so much weird stuff. It's probably just maybe he has seen it, he's just forgot it. Right?
All right.
Busy hugging things. How do I advance this tracker?
You can just click on the EOT button under your name, under your token there. There you go.
Oh my goodness, so good.
All right. So Wyatt, you hear this sound, and you see this bulge rising up what would be the throat area of this creature as it continues to hawk and hawk. And then it rears back just a little bit and then spits out a large glob of goo into your general direction. Why do I need you to make a dexterity saving throw?
Dex save.
Okay. You do succeed. However, the glob splashes right next to you, and you do take half of 38, so you do take, what is that, 18, 19 points of acid damage.
Oof.
I have no spells I'm concentrating on. I think it was from an old one.
Got it. Okay. It's going to bring us to Charles, who's going to take a couple pot shots at one of the mimics. Repeating crossbow. That is a hit. And a miss. Okay. Brings us to Horus.
Okay, what does this table look like?
It is essentially like a picnic bench, a massive, very long picnic bench, 2 bench seats, and then a large stone table running through the center of it.
So I want to turn on my Spirit Guardians.
All right, pulling it out now.
And I want to run under the table so that I have cover from the table for the things that are up on top. But the
Fantastic.
Spirit Guardians will go out through the cracks.
Right, sounds good.
So,
we will call
let me,
that 3/4 cover versus anything that is on top of the table.
snap to covers. Show others. So 30. I can make it to. I'm clicking. Oh, I'm clicking with the wrong thing. I can make it to like here.
Fantastic. Okay. Go
Under
ahead
the
and
table.
Go ahead and get over there, and we will go ahead and drop this right there, and you are under the table. 3/4 cover against anyone that's up there. We will call that, we'll give you advantage on any deck save you need to make if any of them do decide to try and spit at you.
Brilliant.
Can't quite get that last
Is that
one,
really
though.
7?
Sorry?
Oh god.
Look at that. Okay.
Oh no.
Well, it,
Wrong?
It's just a very
It's
low
7.
roll, unfortunate roll for Spirit Guardians.
Yeah.
yeah, a 5 and 2 ones. That's what he rolled instead of but still, 7 damage to everybody in it though is not bad. Could be better, but could be worse.
Okay, and I always forget. They don't have to make those saves until they start their turn, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. That is going to bring us to the next Mimic. The one that has Wyatt grappled. And Wyatt, it couldn't be happier about this as it rears up, looms over you, opens that massive jaw. And it is first going to just start smacking you with its pseudopods.
Mhm.
And that is going to be a 24 and a 16 to hit
The 24 hits.
for 8 bludgeoning. And then it's going to bite you. That is a 22 to hit with a bite.
That hits as well.
15 piercing and 6 acid from that.
That is not a number.
Okay. So this one is like... Okay, we'll say that it's hanging off the side of the table. Technically on the top here. All right. So it is going to hawk up a giant loogie and... Who can it target? I don't even think it would see Horus down there. Yep, it's gonna hawk a loogie at Steve. Steve needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Where is Steve? He has no additional saves. Dex.
Oof. Unfortunately, Steve does take the full brunt of the 34 acid damage from that attack.
Does he take half damage?
From acid?
No. Necrotic.
Okay, it's gonna bring us to Dandy.
Oh,
Oh,
did
did
that
I-
one? Did that one that was within the range of the?
Thank you for reminding me.
Guardians?
It did not.
Yes.
Wisdom saving throw result is predictably terrible. He gets a 4.
7 points.
Alright. Alright, Dandy.
All right, I would like to rage. So means they get to go 60 feet. No, 60. Yeah, 60.
I just saw the
And
cat.
and I would like to throw a javelin at the closest one, please.
Okay.
With the sea soul attached.
19 hits.
What?
I think you need to be
What?
closer to it for the
Yeah.
Oh,
for
okay.
the
Yeah,
for
six.
the lightning damage.
Yeah,
Okay,
Cecil's
no
just
problem.
a aura effect, kind of like Baby Spirit Guardian.
I can't go into the aura, right?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought it would hurt me.
No, you're safe from it.
Horus.
Horus can choose who's safe from it and who's not. So unless you
Yeah.
piss Horus off,
Alright.
you're fine.
But next round, I'll get up close with it. But I'll just do another javelin, please.
Okay. It's a hit.
Pew pew.
We started late, so we're taking our break late. All right, so another
And-
9.
That's all I got for it.
Harshnag. He's going to charge up behind the one that has Wyatt. And he is going to swing his big old axe at it.
Smack, smack.
Oh, do you all not have access to Harshnag's sheet yet? I forget to mention, anyone that wants to control Harshnag in combat can, if anyone would like to. Just throwing that on out there.
Control myself.
Sorry, I'm just getting him to roll out in the open for y'all. Rolls. Okay, here comes the axe. Hacks twice at the mimic that is currently wrapped up with Wyatt and deals a total of 55 points of slashing to it. Brevin, you're up.
He does 3d12 on his roll. Dang. I am going to target the mimic that is trying to beat up Wyatt so much. And, well, let's just say, well, I'm of course going to go with the Warlock Bread and Butter and fire a pair of Eldritch Blast at this creature.
Eldritch Blast.
I'm assuming
Oof.
an 11 does not hit.
It does not. 18
Pretty sure
does, though.
18 will, So, that's at least 11 points on that one.
Okay, and you're shooting at the wounded one, right?
Yes, and I'm going to back up some because I don't want to get spat with acid stuff. And since I can fight from a distance, let's do that if I can with this creature.
Okay.
I forgot to roll initiative for Steve.
Okay, go ahead and get him in there. He can act now, and then we'll start with you, Wyatt. Look at that.
Not too far
yeah,
from where he'd be.
Just have him head up and do his 3 longsword attacks, because he can do that. Oh wait, can he replace one of his attacks with a life drain?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna use life drain first.
16 hits.
Put in the
Nice.
silver trash can, River. Silver trash can. Other trash can. Sorry.
Okay.
Does he get hit points back for hitting? I don't see that.
Yeah, that's weird. Hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the damage taken. This reduction lasts until the target finishes a long rest. Target dies if reduces 0. Human slain by the attack rises. I could have sworn he had some sort of ability that gave him actual hit points back.
I'm not gonna worry about it. He
Yeah,
has
okay.
2 more longsword attacks.
Super weird.
For 15 additional damage.
All right. As Steve comes in, hacking away at this thing, it does loosen its grip, sliding out of Wyatt's grapple dropping down dead to the floor in just a mass of gooey flesh.
Does the longsword attack give him points back?
Does have that special longsword.
It's a life-stealing...
I'm not seeing it in the group loot. We'll have to look it up.
I think it was under. Our rangers. Didn't she have it?
Yeah, Latoni may have had it.
I think what Tony did.
They left all the items behind. They obviously didn't take anything with them when they left. So.
Yeah.
I think she had the +1 life stealing and the +1, like another +1 George Lord.
Okay, we'll swing back around to that. For now, though, anything else from you, Wyatt?
Wyatt is less than a quarter health, so he's gonna try and stumble away from here.
Scimitar of life stealing.
And he's gonna use his action to cast his or to use his channel divinity for preserve life.
No, no, no. Go.
For some reason, it doesn't look like I ever actually shared it to the group, so there it is.
Oh, it's cool looking.
Okay.
I don't think anyone else is injured below half, so the extra points are just wasted.
Oof. You could heal the mimic.
I will heal the dead one. Oh no, it doesn't
Yeah, no,
work.
it's he's dead. All right.
Oh my god, you guys.
Hashtag sad face. And then as a bonus action, I will also cast a level 1 healing word on myself.
Okay.
Because
Getting them heals.
I'm not likely to need less than 12 hit points. 5 and 3, so 8 additional. And yeah, I'm just gonna back up. No, like he needs moves.
Okay.
That's why it's turn.
Brings us back to this mimic.
And he's got a saving throw to make, if I recall.
Got it. Wisdom saving throw result is predictably terrible. Another 7 from him. All right. It is going to begin. Ooh. Make a perception check, see if it notices Horus under the table. It does not, and begins moving towards Steve.
Steve just wants to catch a break. He's already dead. What more can they take from him?
He's in difficult terrain.
Okay, so he could not move that far. Let me go ahead and send him back. He has 20 feet. Okay, so he could move. He could move right up to Steve. And from right on top of Steve, it is going to basically just loom over him. And with the 5, you all hear that hacking up a hairball. And
Steve.
yep, Steve needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Surely the dead are good at that.
It's not good enough. It's gonna be 28 acid damage for Steve.
Oh, no. Steve is down.
Okay. And we've had Steve down before, right? We've allowed him to
Yes.
make death saving throws. And how would we
Yes.
handle healing Steve in the past?
I will take care of it. Wyatt will have to take care of it.
Okay. All right. Brings us to Charles, who is going to take some shots. Miss and a hit. All right, Horus, you're up. Horus, you there?
Uh-oh.
Andy, are you muted?
He doesn't seem to be muted.
Oh, might have had computer issues. Horus has dropped from the Roll20. And Discord. Oh no.
The dodge action?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do
Yeah.
that for now.
I'd say if he's able to get back on, maybe make sure that's what he wanted to do. But
Yeah.
seems
Okay.
pretty safe. Well, maybe move a little bit up a little bit to try to keep these things centered under his spirit guardian.
Okay.
In case
Yeah,
he
we'll do
tried
that.
to Step out from it, I'd say, but.
He's typing in the chat. We'll give him a second to respond.
Plot twist: his computer is a mimic.
Okay. So for now, we will just consider that his action and then move on. All right. Dandy, as you are the one who will be directly affected by this, I will allow you to roll its d6 for recharge.
Boy.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. It does not recharge.
Whew.
Perception check to see if it notices Horus beneath the table. It does not.
Sit right before you get hurt.
Difficult terrain. Is that 5 feet? It is, okay. Dandy, you have some pseudopods coming your way. Okay, so it looks like a retroactive Toll the Dead is coming in from Horus. We'll have it be on the more wounded of the two, and that is 2d12 if it's already wounded, right?
Yep.
Yeah, at this level, yeah.
That's really good damage, okay. Make its
Oh,
wisdom
yeah.
save right now. Fails and takes that 21 points. The Mimic here would have also had to make a wisdom save at the start of its turn. They have not succeeded on a single wisdom save yet. Nice. Alright, Dandy. It is only a 6 and a 10 to hit with those pseudopods.
Miss.
The bite is a 24, though.
Hit.
For 13 piercing and 2 acid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, where'd I get the fuck 2 from? 13 piercing and 7 acid. Why is it 2?
Do I have it? Do I have it? Oh no, 'cause it's not.
You can have the piercing, not the acid.
Okay. So,
So 6
13 piercing down to
piercing,
6.
7
And how
acid.
much? 7. So 54. Okay, thank you.
Andy, you're up. And you
It
know you don't
has-
have to do math, right? You can just click on your token and click the green box and that numbered thing that pops up there. Just
Yeah.
do minus however much I said and it'll math for you.
What? No, I have to do math, or I'll like. It's the only time I ever get to do math.
Exactly. Fuck math. Get it out of here.
Dandy is personally offended by what it just did, and she is going to great axe it in the face.
$14 just hits.
Oh, thank you.
And Storm Aura to deck save from the right.
Is oh yes.
It deck saves for half on the Storm Aura.
Okay, so 14 damage from the axe.
Is it really a deck save? It's just always been a straight roll.
You roll, and then it has to make a dexterity save for the Storm Aura.
I don't remember ever them rolling to save off it. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
you're
If it makes it only takes half the damage, but if it fails, it takes the full damage on the d6.
did it save its dex?
It did not.
Okay. I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay.
Oops.
That's a hit.
That'll hit, yeah.
Okay, another 11. Okay. Anything else from Danny?
Nope, she's good.
Steve's up. Oh, right. Death save for Steve.
Yeah.
Does it count as a death save when you're already dead?
Endless slog of life save.
A burden. I'll just roll a 20 because there's no like death save.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll the d20. Oh, Steve!
Womp womp.
I mean, he just goes back, right?
Yeah, he just reanimates in one of the corpses of his ancestors back at the mansion. Not yet. He still has to fail one more, but still.
Right.
Okay. Harshnag. He's gonna take a step back and says, he's gonna be like, do you humans have this under control? I don't wish to hog your glory. He says, kind of timidly, holding his axe.
Up, Harshnag.
What?
Fuck him up.
Oh, says, oh, okay. Steps forward and swings the great axe at this mimic. And literally cuts it in half.
Yes. Clearly, it's all in the axe. Dandy wants to take a look at that axe.
He hasn't even picked up the axe yet.
What did he cut him in half with?
His axe.
His personal act.
That's what I'm saying. It's
okay.
it's all in the axe.
It is Gert's great axe.
3d12.
He appreciates the kind words towards his axe and says that he'd be happy to show it to you after this fight. Okay. That is it for him, bringing us to Brevin.
Well, Brevin's gonna move up here just a little bit so he can get a clear line of shot at the one that Dandy is facing off against.
Okay.
Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah, it's unfortunately not going to hit.
Let's go with the second one.
Also a miss.
13 misses too. Whew. Well, I guess that's what I got for that.
Is that you coming over to help? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I was attempting to, but apparently I'm terrible at it.
Aw.
You hurt Brevin's feelings. All right. Anything else from Brevin?
That's it for the time being.
Brings us to Wyatt.
I'm pretty sure I'm close enough. So Wyatt's gonna just like take his tattooed hand and just gonna savage it by biting on it and Where's my spell? Where's my spell? There it is. You can cast Life Transference.
Okay, nice. Wyatt, it looks like you'll need to get 5 feet closer to pull that off.
Got it. And, good Sir Steve takes 40 health.
Nice.
46 health. I take 20 damage, but then I will also gain 6 health for plus heal.
Nice.
That's all for Wyatt.
Okay. All right. Charles is going to take some more pot shots.
Mhm.
Miss. Miss. Wow. See, I feel like when Nate is actually here, he never rolls this low. Just like,
Or usually be at least one success and one miss, where it's
Right.
at least, yeah.
all right, so we'll assume Horus does the same thing, moves a little bit closer to the surviving mimic, and uses Toll the Dead.
Mhm.
It cannot save on a Wisdom save to save its life, apparently. Oh, that's a shit roll.
Oof.
That does bring us back to its turn.
And it still needs to make that one wisdom save or get the 7 damage, right?
Trend of Terrible continues, takes another 7. And Dandy gets another round of pseudopods and bites. All right,
Bring it.
Dandy. It has been brought. It is a 26 with the first pseudopod,
Yes.
a 13 on the second pseudopod, which is a miss. So Dandy, you take 15 bludgeoning, halved down to 7 from that first pseudopod attack. And now it is going to try to bite you. That is a 19 to hit.
Yep, meets it.
For 10 piercing, halved down to 5, and 3 acid. All right. Your turn, Dandy.
I would like to return the favor by spitting it in its face and hitting it with the axe, please.
Yes.
That's a hit.
All right.
Okay.
And a d6, please, of
Okay.
lightning damage.
Zap, zap.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it again.
Oh no!
I'm taking the sessional.
How do you kill it?
Yes! I basically, like, it opens its mouth to bite me again, and I just cut right in through the soft palate.
Nice. All right. It shudders and begins to lose its form as it just slumps down into a pile of fleshy goop.
That's what you get.
And we are going to drop out of initiative. All right, everyone. So, the axe that you seek on the table behind you all, and a literal mountain of treasure in front of you. We're going to go ahead and take our break now, and when we come back, you all can decide your next moves. All right, so we are back. You all have just slain the 3 spitting mimics, as they were. Not your average mimics. These were spitting mimics. But yeah, they have been slain, and you now find yourselves still in this massive hall, this feasting hall. The axe still laying on the center table, and the mountain of treasure to the west of you. What y'all want to do?
I
Ow, 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 ow,
Heal him, I guess, because he's
ow.
owing. Can we
I-
get anything off the bodies?
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, the mimics,
They ooze.
yeah, they're kind of just big old soggy piles of flesh now.
Right on.
Who is it just me and Danny that's hurt?
I believe so.
Oh, am I hurt?
I'm gonna take 10 minutes. If you people want to ritual stuff, and I will begin a prayer of healing.
Okay.
Okay. While he's doing that, I will probably utilize my detect magic thing because it does show a faint aura around any visible creature or aura in the area that bears magic. Just to see if I can narrow down what's actually causing the transmutation effect over here.
Okay, what exactly is the ability you're using?
With the detect magic one, if there's a specific magical items, it does show a aura around it.
Okay. So, Brevin, as you approach, the sense of abjuration magic does grow stronger. And Harshnag calls out to you, "Do not touch the ancestral treasure." And Brevin, as you're approaching, you can see that the magic seems to be placed over the Horde itself. This transmutation magic very faintly emanates from each and every coin of the Horde. Each and every sword, pendant, necklace, everything here releases a faint aura of transmutation magic.
It's not really here, is it?
Transmutation. Is anybody here proficient in Arcana?
I am.
Like, is it garbage?
Transmutation is the type of magic that would say animate an object or objects.
Mm-hmm. Or transform the physical structure of an object.
Oh, so like if we touched it, it would become alive?
Potentially.
Cool.
Or change you.
Don't tell Dandy.
Or transform you into stone, or...
Harshnag says, you hear him rumble something almost to himself in the back. And he says something in Giant. Does anybody speak Giant?
Not yet.
No I don't, and... Sadly, I did not have comprehend languages fired up.
Okay.
Alright. No, we've had a short rest since then, so no, that would not currently be active, because no, I had fired it up. Actually, that's probably something I should refire up, honestly, just because there's a chance we will come across either more written or spoken giant at some point in this temple.
Yeah. Let me see if
yeah.
anyone, if Horus speaks Giant. I find it very difficult to believe that no one picked Giant as a language. Nope.
I don't think I knew. Latoni had it, but
Yeah,
I don't
Latoni
think I knew giants were involved in this when I when I started.
Word. Okay. So he does mumble something to himself, almost under his breath. I mean, he's huge, so you all can vaguely hear that he mumbled something to himself, but he did mumble it in Giant.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, it's difficult to translate. It's an old saying. The Horde vets its own vengeance, I believe is the way it would go in your tongue.
Big step back.
Well, from the various magical auras it is putting off, I am inclined to agree. I was mainly curious if there was some sort of item specifically that was putting off that amount of power more than actual desire for treasure itself, because, well, if there was an item of magic in there, it could have been useful in our future endeavors on this mission.
Harshnag just repeats, "Do not touch the ancestral horde." It is a mantra spoken through our people. To be completely honest with you, I've never known anyone foolish enough to try and take a piece from the horde, so not quite sure what would happen.
Hi, my name's Wyatt. Have we met?
Oh no.
I would not advise doing so because I have a familiar problem. I have you might not survive it.
As he said, have you met Wyatt?
I am going to assume that probably. Hold on, let me zoom out again because I had to zoom in because of the fight.
Yeah, this map, like I like it and don't like it at the same time. Like, I love the scale of it and how small it makes everyone look and feel, but I feel like they should have done a much higher resolution version of it for this.
Yes. It's like both a good and a bad thing all at the same time.
Right.
Well, I suppose that we should collect the axe.
Harshnag nods and tentatively reaches out a hand towards it.
I have a feeling that you're probably going to be the only person here who's able to carry that by yourself.
Rude.
Well, it's longer than you are tall. It seems like it'd be difficult to even... Well, I have no doubt that you have the physical might to actually pick it up. Pick it up, my dear. Well, the thing is he's having to put it back in the hands of said, I'm a frost giant, and well, you're kind of vertically hampered.
Hey, listen, I grew until I was perfect, okay? Some of us take longer than others.
So you and Horse have the same level of perfection?
Right.
No. Is Dandy as tall as Horus?
I'm 5 feet tall, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
you're.
Horse is a giant of a dwarf who
Yeah,
stands
Horus is tall for a
beside
dwarf
you.
and Dandy's short for a human. Or Asimar. Speaking of which, Harshnag, having his old axe, is bursting at the seams for the opportunity to tell somebody about his axe. Dandy, as you were admiring the axe during the last fight, he says, "This is the great axe of Gert. It is a legendary weapon among my people. I am honored to wield it. It is especially adept at killing the small folk, which is why it's probably a good thing that I have it."
Yes, sir.
So it does 5d12 to humans and humanoids.
Whoa.
Per attack.
Per attack. I love it.
And he
So-
gets how many attacks with that per turn?
2 per turn.
So, I noticed you have a new axe. would you be willing to part with your old one? Because it should have a loving home.
He plants it next to you, Dandy. It stands a full 3 feet taller than you do.
Yeah, listen, I fly, okay?
How heavy is it?
It is a great axe sized for a giant.
Isn't magical.
It is, but it does not have the resize property, unfortunately.
Hold on.
Can I at least just try to pick it up? Like, if you put it next to me, can I try to, like, heave it?
Sure. Make an athletics check, Dandy.
Woohoo!
Let me just pick up this oak tree.
Gert's
so I can-
great axe weighs 325 pounds.
Wait, what?
It states here on the Stack Exchange, Gert's Great Axe weighs 325 pounds.
Nice. I love Stack Exchange. Where else are you gonna find answers to questions like that? All
I
right.
just put it in Google and that's what it sped up. So I'm like, oh god.
Nice. So
I
Dandy, with
don't-
an 18, you are able to stand it up on its end. Lifting it though, not so much.
It's my tiny legs.
I don't think it's a case of tiny legs. I just think it's not sized for anyone our size.
It's sized for killing your size.
I think it's sized for just killing anything.
He nods.
I just think that anything smaller than the most ancient of trees is just going to go through like a scythe through wheat.
Why do you think I want it?
Well, you can want it, but
She's gonna hug it and lean it back toward him.
Dandy, you couldn't even carry it inside of a house because it's too tall to fit through a door.
Crushing my dreams, Jesus!
I'm just saying.
Warlock patron, Dream Crusher.
Nice. Okay.
Well, I suppose since that appears to be everything we can find within this room, let us progress and see what happens if we slap this bad boy
Okay. Hey,
back in place.
I just have to show you guys what you would have fought had you tried to steal something from the Horde. Sorry, I normally don't do this, but I just love this art so very much.
Don't tempt me. I was trying to get everybody to go to sleep.
Oh,
I'm just gonna come back and get it myself.
it's a gold tsunami.
Wait,
Wyatt, this would have killed you one-on-one. Don't do stuff like that. Any idea how long it would take someone to reach you from in this place?
My name's Wyatt. Have you met me?
Okay, sorry. I don't do that often. I just had to show you all.
What is that?
That is something from the Tome of Beasts from a Kobold Press book. It is called a Horde Golem.
I love it.
It's amazing. Yeah. It literally just animates a horde and has it try and kick your ass.
I'm gonna just take notes.
Great creature.
I mean, if you gotta go.
Wyatt, no.
crushed by living treasure is certainly not a terrible way to do it.
That's what I mean. If you gotta go, you might as well get smothered by Scrooge McDuck's
Pound cake.
Okay, so there's a Marvel character named Pound Cakes, and every time you say that, that's all I'm picturing is just you said you choked on pancakes, so you did a line of pound cake. I'm just like, well, there's that.
Hold on. The precise image.
She intimidates Dr. McCoy. Just
They had a little duo one where it had the characters Beast and
Wonder Man.
the X-Men Beast and Wonder Man out on the town, and let me go ahead and get this up, and I will share it because
Sorry, continue. He'll just send it and put it in the chat, but it's funny.
yes.
Okay. Marvel had some very interesting superheroes for sure.
Oh man, the 80s and 90s for Marvel
Yeah.
was just totally cocaine fueled. It's fantastic.
All right.
We like to call it expressing our dreams. We didn't care about body image back then. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
It doesn't matter if a man couldn't be that large or a woman that skinny. That's the way we saw it.
Well, that was the LSD, dear.
Okay,
I'm-
so we would still like to upload this to YouTube without getting it yanked.
I'm totally not disregarding that, but you know what I mean. A hell of a ride.
Good stuff. Okay.
Sorry, Sean.
All right. Luckily, our videos only get like 5 or 6 views per upload, so we're fine.
It's me.
It's me.
We're number 2. We're number 2.
There we go.
Okay. All right, everyone. So making your way back into the main antechamber, Harshnag now in possession of Thrim's axe. He approaches the portal.
Oh.
Wait, did he put the axe in the?
No, the poem that he heard before, the poem that he recited led him to believe that he needed to touch the axe to the rune.
Oh,
So,
I'm not a smart man, but maybe smart people should talk about that.
But Andy's not here.
yeah, our two are no, Brevin's a high-end character. Charles is
Go.
the resident genius, or a I don't want to say charlatan, but that's the first word that comes to mind.
He's a con man.
He's a con man.
But he's our con man.
Is he? I mean, his inventions work 1 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I mean sometimes they work.
He gave someone flowers and said they keep ogres away. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
He did do
even
that.
A broken clock can tell time right twice a day.
See, that way, whenever they come back and try to accuse him, he'll say, "No, I told you it would keep odors away, not ogres, odors."
My gosh, please do not help
No,
Nate
please.
come up with this stuff.
You can't tell me
Oh,
there was
my.
never a problem with the dialect transfer. I mean, you know, it's understandable.
Okay. So, Dandy, just as a point of order, as you are looking at that trident,
Yes.
it does weigh about 800 pounds.
Uh,
And what's Dandy's strength score?
19.
Okay, if I recall.
Sean,
right,
I'm lost.
Dandy's still in the treasure hoard.
Help. Thank you.
Death by treasure golem!
All right, everyone. So, Harshnag steps up towards the archway. He looks around and spots the rune that corresponds with his giant kind's ancestral rune, and looks back towards you all and asks if you're all ready. He's never been through this way. He has no idea what's coming.
Raven rolls the rod of the Pact Keeper he has in his hand and says, "Well, I think about as ready as we're gonna be."
Right.
Let's do this.
I mean, we could take a short rest and attune to some crazy items.
Harshnag has the axe like an inch away from it. He takes it back.
If you desire to, I do not have a problem with that.
Oh my god, Wyatt, do not drag this out.
We got 13 more minutes. I mean, I might as well drag it out.
I know.
Would Wyatt like to attune to our new dagger in that case?
No,
Ooh.
I plan to die every time I go into combat. You guys don't want me dying with that.
We what?
Concern.
Yeah.
Do
Uh,
do you want it? Because I know it does have fire resistance.
I mean, I definitely want it, but I just want to make sure that I'm not, hogging all the good stuff. I've got the cool armor, and I've got the.
Realistically, the fire resistance is the biggest constant on thing it has. The other things, they're dang useful, but they're kind of a you can use it once per day thing, and sometimes it'll be useful, sometimes it won't.
I just don't want you guys being like that Ace. Took another toy.
How's your
No.
how much
He
stuff are
goes,
you
"No."
how much stuff are you currently attuned to?
I think I is my armor a toony thing? I don't think so.
We
I
can
don't know
double
if
check real
tourneys
quick.
wear basilisk armor.
I don't think your armor was. Oh, your basilisk armor. That's right.
Yeah,
Let me check.
Let's check.
I don't
Your
remember.
basilisk armor
It
does
does
not require
say.
attunement. You just gotta
So
be
then
aware.
I don't have an attunement thing then.
The gauntlets you have is attuned.
Oh, yes, yeah, my ogre gauntlets.
Yeah.
So if someone else would like it, then I mean,
No, no. What I mean is, a person only has 3 attunement slots. That's why I was asking.
Things.
I'll take it if no one wants it, and if someone else wants it, they can take it and attune to it. Because we do have 2 other people who are not here right now, and if they decide they want it, that's fine.
Right. The only other person that might be interested in it might be Charles.
Yeah, that's
Just-
why. Like if
But I will admit, in his case, there's also the fact that he does tend to go more ranged combat instead
Right.
of. So, we can discuss it with him at that point, and if he wants to, we can always.
he can attune to it.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a dagger is very much just a secondary thing to it.
Yeah.
It's not a +1 dagger. It's literally just a 1d6
Mm-hmm.
weapon. So
Being a dagger is the least interesting thing about it.
exactly.
The only reason I mentioned it for White is because I do know that you had at one point mentioned looking for a dagger, because I think your character said that swords are for highfalutin people.
Oh, yeah. Like life clerics don't out of character. Life clerics don't get martial weapons. So like
Yeah.
the heaviest stuff I can use is like daggers and maces and
Yeah, daggers, mace, and quarterstaff sort of stuff.
yeah.
You're kind of like me. Any fancy weapons I really can't utilize.
Yeah, I'm more of a punch and run.
We'll
punch
attune
and
to
hold
it
on.
until further notice. How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Can you answer me this? Does Horus have 30 feet of movement?
That is a good question. It does the boots, yeah. I'm pretty sure he has 25 because of the stuffy dwarf legs.
I know as a dwarf he should have 25, but I also know there is a feat where he
Oh,
could.
His movement is
30.
marked as 30.
Right. So that's why I'm not sure because if he has that dwarf feat where he gets 30 feet.
Yeah, the squat nimbleness one. Yeah.
Then I would definitely be interested in the boots for the fact that I could jump 30 feet straight up.
Yeah.
Squat nimbleness. Yep.
Okay.
You probably would want to take it because I really have a hard time seeing Andy wanting horse where he's just bounding around like a frog on the battlefield. As entertaining as the image is, just this sphere of glowing dwarven spirit guardians floating around him as he just bounces around, making him look like some sort of like glowing bouncy ball from one of those little kid vending machines. I just don't see him having them do that.
Right.
Okay.
It does indeed track.
Okay.
So that shard. Where'd it go? I put the shard into your player items folder. Make sure there's not anything hiding in here that I haven't put in there yet. Nope. Okay. Good. All right. Just wanted to take a look at that shard again. Shard of the East rune. So, aside from being a truly phenomenal dagger, that is obviously the best of all daggers. So, the Icy Mantle is the one that just reduces the next time someone gets hit to 0, which is insane. Like, and Winter's Howl cast Sleet Storm, which is admittedly on the lower end of those weather affecting spells, but still not bad.
Particularly for a character who otherwise doesn't have weather.
Right, otherwise wouldn't be able to cast spells, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a 3rd level conjuration spell, it's definitely not terrible.
Yeah.
That's no damage, right? It just makes difficult terrain. Yeah, potentially falling prone. Winter's Howl is the Sleet Storm, and the Gift of Frost. That's the one that lets you transfer it. Okay, so it's not that crazy. It's just got a lot of different things. Freeze water, freeze a body of water. Resistance to fire damage is the big one. Just having that just permanent is amazing. And then the reducing of the damage. So yeah, it's interesting, but it's not as overpowered as I thought it might have been. It's just a really interesting magic item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, the fire resistance is the biggest thing there. The other ones, they're kind of
right.
Situational.
Right.
And okay.
Alright, so would you all like to take a short rest? Do your attunement to whatever you want to attune to. You have the Hat of Disguise and the boots as well.
I think I'm going to stick with the items I currently am attuned to. Because I don't think the Hat of Disguise is going to do me a whole lot of good. We did also get the what was that? Does it require a tune? I don't know.
The figurine.
Oh, right. You have 2 of those.
We have the lions.
So you have the lion and the griffin. I'll go ahead and mark those right now. Figure of Wondrous Power. I'm just gonna mark that as 2x lion griffin, and then once one gets used, we'll drop the 2x and the title off.
Yeah, we have two lions and 1 griffin.
Oh, 2 lions and 1 griffin?
Yeah.
The lions come in a pair.
Okay.
I think have to be yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the boots.
Okay.
They solve a small issue I might have later in life.
Love how you just leave everything so vague like that. It's wonderful.
You never know.
Indeed.
Well, it does not appear that those require. I don't think that they require attunement on any of those.
The boots.
The figurines.
Oh, the figurines. No, the figurines don't require attunement. You just use them. Right. So yeah, use an action to speak the command word and throw the figurine within 60 feet. It becomes a living creature. So you currently have a pair of lions and a griffin.
That is friendly to you and your companion, so it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
If you need a mount for 6 hours.
Yeah, you could have 3 mounts, 2 lions and a griffin.
And the fact that the griffin's going to probably have a pretty significant fly speed.
Yeah.
One of us should definitely have the griffin figurine in case we think it's needed, because again, does not hurt having that little fly.
Griffin's, geez, that's impressive. A griffin has an 80-foot fly speed.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, technically, I also have as a ritual because, of course, every time one of them pops up that could be a ritual on the Warlock spell list, I usually grab it, even if I'm not going to use it, and then convert to a ritual since I have the ritual casting feed with that pack to have. The Phantom Steed I could summon, so I kind of have one if I need it. If I have 10 minutes to summon it up.
Yeah, I mean, you all wanted to
Got
take a short rest, so
100
you've got all the time you need.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, that thing has like sticks around for an hour and has 100-foot move speed, but I'm also not. This does not strike me as a place we need to be blitzing through. That looks like a good way to get hit with another giant boulder in the face. Nah, but I figure take a short rest, let folks heal up how they can, and attune to the goodies they need to.
Okay. Y'all can go ahead and take your short rest. Okay, so having finished your rest, is there anything else you all would like to do?
I think I'm good.
I just used one of my harness divinities to get a second level spell back.
Okay.
But other than that, once I'm completed with the rest, I'll try and mess with the boots a little bit, just to make sure they work.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Oh, jump on top of a statue, jump down from the statue.
Which
like
statue do you jump onto?
I think this one, the one with the dragon claws in it, because that's probably the closest one.
How high can you jump?
According to the boots, it says 3 times my jump height.
And jump height, I think, is based upon strength score.
Right. I believe you can jump with a running start. You can jump a distance equal to your strength score.
Which is 21.
So you can jump 63 feet in the air.
I think it's also based on movement, though, right? Like you can't jump more than.
Yeah. So high jump. Let's see.
I believe it's.
Jumping. Your strength determines how far you can jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot directly before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can leap half the distance. So if you get a running start, Wyatt, you can leap up to 3 times your total strength score. A standing leap is 3 times half your strength score.
So, so I could jump 30 feet vertical.
Nice. That's so cool. Okay. So the interesting part about that is that any type of movement does consume your movement. So if you leap 80 feet, you're not going to be able to just run an additional 30 after that. That will consume all of your movement.
Right, that's what I assumed.
Okay. Harshnag gives you a very disapproving, furrowed brow stare. He crosses his arms in front of your chest as you stand on top of the image of his all-father god.
Oof. Wyatt.
I
You're
just give him,
down.
I give him the childlike come catch me.
He slowly shakes his head.
I'll
Braven's
come
just
down.
slowly like, I know I climbed up there, but it was specifically to try to figure out what landed on it.
All right.
In part because Braven's pretty sure he could take one swing with that axe and probably kill him, so...
Here, let's see it again, shall we? Versus human. Oh.
Oh.
A crit. So... That's what? 10d12?
80
No, that's
damage?
That's only 37. That's why I wear adamantium.
Okay, so with Gert's great axe slung across his back, he lifts Thrim's axe up towards the east rune, touches it to the rune, and the glowing mist that was inside of the archway begins to roil and change. Harshnag takes a tentative step back from it, and the mist transforms into churning thunderclouds. Every now and then it's lit by flashing lightning. Harshnag takes a step back, but puts his hand out into it, and the lightning flashes across it harmlessly. He looks back towards all of you and kind of shrugs. As he shrugs, the sound of rolling thunder begins to fill the temple, loud enough that the entire complex would be able to hear it. It sounds everywhere throughout. Looking through the archway, you can see faintly beyond the clouds and the thunder and lightning, there's another chamber. You can see it almost as if it was a reflection in a dirty mirror looking through. Not quite there, but just barely visible through the thunder and the lightning. Harshnag looks back towards you all and gestures with the axe to, are we heading in?
Well, into the breach, I suppose.
This is why we're here.
Oh yeah, because walking into smoke's never harmed me before.
You are smoke. That's all
I've
you
already
do is
walked in.
smoke.
I've walked in. I walked in already.
Boop.
Do you have a
Alright.
cigar in your mouth when you say that? I'm just curious.
No, I don't. I've run out.
Oh no.
No.
Alright, everyone.
Good.
Go ahead.
No.
Alright, I was just saying that as you all step forward and into the fog, you slowly begin to see the room behind you disappearing into the thunder and the clouds, this thunderstorm that has formed inside of this archway. And as you walk through this cloudy substance, we are going to go ahead and call it a session there. And when we come back next week, you all will enter into the Eye of Anon.